Okay, so we're just on our way home now. Now I had a couple of pictures of Al in London, that little village down south. I don't imagine Al would be hard to find because nobody much lives down there. There isn't many people down there. Mind you, I bet they haven't got riding down like this down there, have they? Eh? I bet you're envious of this, aren't you, Al? If you could get your little Enfield or your Harley up here, it'd be grand. Anyway, I'm sure there's other places you can go, so I'm only saying it tongue in cheek, so don't worry. Now, two pictures that he sent me from memory. One was a Royal Enfield Classic, a halcyon green one. He sent me a lovely picture there, and he's had, I'm not sure if he still owns it, I think he still owns it, a Harley Davidson Softail Slim, if I've got that right. I hope that I've got that right. And great big like ape-hanger bars on it. I've never had a bike like that, so I don't know what they like to ride. I mean, I don't know if you're going. Well, you tell us, Al. What are they like? It must. Is it not horrible? Horrible to ride? Well, you know, in the wind, and or is it actually surprisingly good? I don't know. You know, I shouldn't really pass judgment until I've had one, should I? Who am I to comment? I don't know. Oh, but going back to his halcyon green, you know, I was thinking the other day about this, and when I went to buy this, when I went to buy it in the Royal Enfield dealer, I was like a kid in a sweet shop. There was so many different options. I mean, they're all basically the same bike, weren't they? Eh? From the Meteor Fireball, right up to this. This was, I guess, I say top of the range. We all know that they're pretty much the same. But we all know that of the range, because it's the chrome one, you know, it costs a bit more. But we're only talking a couple £100, aren't we? So it's in it. And I stood in that dealership, and I didn't know whether I have a Meteor or whether I have one of these. And ultimately, for whatever reason, you know, it's like, you know, you've got to make a decision, haven't you? I can't stay there for 3 months and scratching my head. Ultimately, when you go, you've got to decide. So I decided I was going to have a classic 350. But then, I didn't know whether I have the chrome one or they've got a halcyon green one in there and it looked beautiful. And I don't know what it came down to. I really have no idea. And I'm wondering if I made the right choice. Because they're the same bike, aren't they? But I do think that this chrome one, in some respects, you could say, well, it's a bit more blingy because it's got the chrome on. But I'll tell you what, it takes some looking after. Already I've, you know, the cleaning regime, unless you're not going to be bothered. But would you buy a chrome one if you're not bothered about what it looks like? You know, ultimately you've got to look after them, haven't you? But I do think that the painted versions, and I particularly liked the green and the black one. They didn't have a black one in at the time, but I particularly like them. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind the army ones, the desert ones, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you why I didn't go for and somebody might put me right on this. I'll tell you why I didn't go for the black, for the Desert Storm one, you know what I mean, the army ones, the signals. The reason I didn't go for one of them, and I might be completely out of step, so you tell me, am I wrong, am I right, was I thought, right, a black exhaust, and even the blacked out engine, once you get a bit of salt round it, I'm thinking, is that going to look horrible in a short period of time? Is that going to stand the test of time, like, you know, for the, let's say the exhaust, the downpipe? I mean, my chrome one, yeah, I've got to keep on top of it, I've got to keep it clean. But as long as I do that, but if you're cleaning the black exhaust, will it always remain black, or will it get pitted and salted up and horrible? Although, again, again, you know, you can say, well, yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's there to be used. So just use it. And it almost looks better if it's been a bit used, and if it's a bit grubby, and if it's a bit worn, and you know what I mean? So I don't know. But anyway, ultimately, I went down the route of this chrome one. And I'm glad I did. I like it. But I do think we've got to keep on top of this maintenance regime, you know. And I really don't want to be one of them that says, oh, it's raining, and I don't want to take it out because I don't want. I've cleaned it for 3 hours, and now I take it out in the rain for 20 minutes, and it's all clotted up again. Because that's why ultimately we don't use them. And if you only can use them, you might as well not have them. So up front, I do question whether I should have bought myself either one of the army ones or the painted ones. Because I mean, the painted ones, they still have chrome exhaust on them, don't they? Chrome engine cases and that. But the army ones have, I think they're all blacked out, aren't they, from memory? So anyway, yeah, there's my thoughts on that. Now then, here's another one. Lance has been in touch, and he sent me a picture of his yellow fireball, meteor fireball, smashing. Great picture. Now, to all those in the UK that think they've got to go a good way to the dealer, listen to this one. Lance is in a place called New Brunswick, which I believe, I'm trying to remember, it's in Canada. I think he said it was in southeast Canada. And he obviously wanted one of these Enfields, and who can blame him for that? But herein lies the rub. His nearest dealer was in Toronto, and Toronto, believe it or not, from where he lived, was 1,200 miles. 1,200 miles! Hey, there's one thing that's just popped into my bonds that can you imagine picking it up from the dealer when he got home? You'd be running, wouldn't you? Hey, that's brilliant. Hey, I never thought. Oh, look at this daft 20 mile an hour nonsense again. I mean, I'm doing 30 now. I'm not exactly setting the world alight now. Oh, look, 20 mile an hour. I mean, come on, please look at it. Look at this. It's crazy. It's madness. This is. I'm doing 20, an indicated 20, so I know I'm probably doing slightly less than that. But, I mean, come on. You're going to put people off coming here. Who wants to come here and have this? The worry of it. Look at this road. Look how open it is. Hey? 20 mile an hour. I'm sorry, it's pathetic, this is. Absolutely pathetic, Wales. So, yeah, I can't wait to get back home to England, which is only, I don't know, 20 mile away. Then I can get up to 30. And let's face it, that's not... I'm not going to have any burnouts doing that, am I? But, 20 mile an hour. Look at the size of this road. Absolutely ludicrous. Anyway, where were we? Was it Lance? Yeah, he's in New Brunswick. 1,200 mile to his nearest Royal Enfield dealer is. Can you imagine that? Hey, can you imagine after 300 mile? Oh, it's your first service, sir. Can you drop it off the night before? Hey? I don't think so. I bet he does his own servicing. And let's face it, that's definitely an option on these. Absolute madness. Right, which way should we go home now? Let's go through the town. I'm going to go this way. This is Llangollen town, Llangollen. The railway's just on there. We're going over the river now. But yeah, now on it. So thanks for sending that in, Lance. And like I said before, if anybody's watching this, if you want to send a picture, give me a bit of background, and I'll pop it on. If I can, well, if I'm trying to remember the details, I'll be a bit more organised next time. I might do a voiceover where, and get the details written down. That'd help at my age, because I can't. My brain don't work very well. Now, Wayne, a fella called Wayne, got in touch. We had a couple of emails, and he was asking me if I'd got trouble. He got the same bike as me, chrome bronze, and he said he was on about his battery cover. He seemed to think that his battery cover was ill-fitting, you know the hinge bit, you put your key in and open it, and he seemed to think that it wasn't quite right somehow. Now I had a look at mine, and to be honest with you, and I told him that I couldn't see anything much up with mine, and he said, oh, maybe I'm being a bit too picky. I don't know if you are, I don't know, because I haven't seen it. Hey, if you want to send a picture of it, if there's an issue, I'll pop that on as well, then we'll have a look at that. But has anybody had issues with the battery cover on any of them really? Oh, that's one of them new Triumph Scramblers, isn't it, eh? What about them? Do we like them? New Triumph 400cc Scrambler looks quite impressive. Well, it looks quite impressive in one respect, but kind of got the heritage of these though, has it? Eh? I mean, this, you know what I mean? It's a brand new design. It's brand new. I'm certainly not knocking made in India. That's got nothing to do with it. But I don't know. It's brand new, and I know they've got to keep like a family resemblance going on to the other Scramblers that they've got. But when I looked at it, and it is quite tall, it's got a bit more power than this, and it's a bit dearer than this, isn't it? Let's be honest. But I don't know. I wasn't quite. I don't know. When I saw one, I wanted desperate to rush out and go and buy one. Perhaps I would if I test drove it. Perhaps people would tell me different. You know, oh, you ever go on one of them, they're brill. And they may well be. But I think I'll stick with my little putt-putt at the moment. Anyway, there I am again, you see, butterfly-brained. So, on that subject of Wayne getting in touch with your battery, the battery issue, the battery cover issue, what I would say is if anybody has any issues that they want to air and use this little vlog, this little channel as a forum, I'm more than happy if you furnish me with the details. Maybe a picture would be helpful. I can pop it on and put it in front of a wider audience for you. Right, thank goodness I'm out of that 20 now. Goodness me, Wales, what are you doing? They should be protesting in the street. They should. They should be protesting. That's what we do in England. Not. We take anything, don't we? Okay, yeah, alright then. We can tax you more. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're not going to repair your roads, just keep breaking your cars and your bikes on them. Yeah, okay, that's okay then, we understand. Just form an orderly queue. Yeah, we're good at queuing. We should be more like the French. More like the French, they don't know what it's about, do they? Eh? If there's a problem, they're there blockading the ports and tipping manure outside the town hall. Brilliant. These people have voted in to do the will of the people, aren't they? But they don't here. They just don't. They get in, they promise the earth. Hey, we've got a general election this year, haven't we? Can't wait for that. Oh, fantastic. Do you think anything will change? I know what I think. I know what I think. What's going to change? Yeah, we know, don't we? We know what'll change. Absolutely nothing. Incidentally, I'm back in another 20 mile an hour zone now, and the car in front slowed down, so he's doing about 20 actually. Well, and I mean, it's a massive, great wide road. Visibility's great. There's, you know, it doesn't seem to make any sense. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there now. So, I called in my mate's house, had a cup of tea, and we were talking, and he was having a look at this, at my little Enfield, asking a few bits and bobs about it. We were just having a chat, and he said, "Oh, it's a bit different to your Ducati then." And now I've mentioned my Ducati before, and it was a lunatic bike. It was like a hooligan of a bike, you know, it was far too fast for me. And now, he wasn't really a biker. He was interested in bikes, but he wasn't really a biker. But he'd got, I think it was his brother-in-law who was interested in bikes. And he said, you know, Jim used to say, as he got older, Now I remember this Jim, he certainly had at one point, he had is it a Super Blackbird, and I believe they were a bit rapid, weren't they? They could push on where you needed to. But as he got older, my mate said an expression that Jim used to use was that his brain doesn't keep up with the bike anymore. And I thought, that's fantastic, that is. That's absolutely fantastic, because doesn't that sum it up for a lot of us? Your brain doesn't keep up with the bike anymore. You know, you find yourself pushing on because you've got all these horsepower, and you find yourself, you know, it can get you into trouble, can't it? And I just thought I'd share it with you, because I thought that was you know, it did sum it up. It sums it up for me anyway. I'm sure it sums it up for a lot of you. You know, your brain doesn't keep up with the bike anymore. So yeah, perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Now, can somebody explain this to me? I'm in Wales, it's built up area, it says 30 there. 30! Araf, slow, okay. So, I thought that built up areas were 20. Oh, I spoke too soon, Luke. I spoke too soon. It was just slowing me down for the inevitable. Right, let's go down to 30, let's go down to 20 now. Here you are, 20 mile an hour, he's sailing away. Sailing away he is, he must be doing 22. This bloke behind's delighted. Oh, it's madness, isn't it? Absolutely madness. I mean, I'm doing an indicated 22, 23, I suppose. I don't suppose I'll be having a boot thrown at me. Well, this isn't right. It's just not right, is it? I'm all for, you know, where 20 mile an hour is necessary, make it 20 mile an hour outside of school, at a real accident, black spot where there's been, but to make a blanket 20 mile an hour where it was 30, oh, I bet the locals are pulling their hair out. Here you are. And now we're into national, so we can do 60 here. It's I don't know. Hey, I'm droning on, aren't I? I feel sorry for them. England, don't do this to us. We won't have it. I'm not having it. Now, there was another fella, Morgan. I'm sure Morgan was his name, and he was in Spain, sunny España. And Morgan was interesting. He's obviously been on bikes forever. Now then, what am I going to do here with this traffic? I don't want to be stuck behind that tractor, but equally I don't want to get wiped out with something coming the other way. Can I get in the front quick? Yes, I can. I'm a lucky boy, I'm a lucky boy. Oh, he didn't like it, did he? Oh well, there you go. I'm in. Morgan is from Tarragona, Catalonia apparently, I think he said. And he sent me two pictures. He sent me, this is interesting. He sent me a picture of him sitting on his bike, which is a little BSA A7 SS, I think. Now I don't know if that's, I could Google it and find out, of course. I don't know if that's a 250 or 350 single or something. Lovely little green thing. And he sent me a picture of him sitting on it in 1969. And as he explains, I think he said it had done, he'd still got it now, after all them years. And now I think he told me it had done 120,000 and had 3 rebuilds. And the last picture of it is the latest rebuild, I think, so have a look at that. How lovely is that? Absolutely phenomenal. Oh goodness me, I wished I could have kept something like that. But the British bikes like that were just slightly, to be honest, just slightly before my time. I came in the Jap era, the relatively early Jap era was my biking stuff. But can you imagine that? He's had it, I don't know if he had it from new, but how fantastic's that? He's still got that bike after all them years. Now then, 30. 30, St Martin's. I might be in England now. I didn't see any signs or anything, but I might be back in Shropshire. Thank goodness for that. I mean, 30 mile an hour is bad enough, but 20, Jesus. Anyway, so there you are, you see. He's had that bike all that time, had several rebuilds, and he's still got it, and it still looks lovely. Absolutely fantastic. He also sent me a picture of his Triumph Bonneville, loaded up to the gunnels in Andorra on a campsite. Fantastic. That's what they're for. Let's get it. Never mind all, like what I was on about earlier, worried about cleaning them. Are they on for cleaning, are they? Eh? Get out and ride them. Get them grubby. You know, enjoy them a bit. That's what they're for. There you are. It reminded me of the time when I saw that bike, when I saw the Bonneville on the campsite in Andorra. I remember, you know, it brings back memories to us, all our own memories, doesn't it? And one of my memories was, do you remember I told you did that nearly 1,000 mile in a day? Well, that was coming back from Salzburg in Austria. Ludicrous thing to do, but still, we were on about it the other day. And when I was on my way down to Corfu, I told you I met her off the plane in Corfu. Well, when I was on my way down, I'd got my Motor Guzzi, California, and I was on the outskirts of Venice waiting for the ferry to take me to Greece. And I remember the morning I had to go for the ferry, I loaded my bike up. I think my bike had sunk a little bit, mind you, it will do. The Motor Guzzi, California, it's in a light start off with, is it? So first was the way to the bike, and then I'd got all this stuff on it, all this crap on it, a bit like that picture of the Bonneville just. And I remember that I couldn't knock it off its stand. I couldn't knock it off its stand. It was that bloody heavy, and it may have sunk a little bit. You know how sometimes if it's on slightly, I was like pushing it forward, but I mean I was a fit lad then, you know, not on and now. I have enough trouble. Push this off the stand now, but I couldn't. And I remember sitting on it and getting one of my neighbours in a tent. I don't know where he was from. I know he wanted English. And he gave me a shove off. He shoved me off my stand. I was that heavy. You know, it begs the question, some of these bikes, the big bikes, and then you load them up, and then a big lump like me gets on. You know, they're like half a ton, aren't they? You know, they're half a ton in weight. But anyway, when I saw that Bonneville, it reminded me of that. But that little BSA, absolutely fantastic, mate. Thank you very much. Now, just to come back to that, just revisit that slightly. If anybody's got any pictures, they don't have to have not many will have a backstory like that, will they? But if you've got any pictures you want to share, any memories, let me know. And next time, I hope I've got all these details right. I've been doing this on the fly a bit, and my memory I know what it used to be. If there's anything really desperately wrong, when I get home and I'm editing this, I'll make adjustments. You know, I'll put an apology on screen perhaps. But so next time I hope to do a better job. But if anybody's got any memories, please feel free, fire them across. shottostravels@gmail.com. I'm happy to pop them on, let other people see and comment, and we'll have a chat. And like I said, if you've got any issues with your Royal Enfields, or anything else for that matter, but people are coming here because of the Royal Enfield link, aren't they? So we're pretty much Royal Enfield. But if you've got issues with your bikes, or you're not sure something's in it quite right, just let me know. Email me, send me a picture, tell me the story, and I'll tell it on here. And if anybody can help, I'm sure they will. I know this isn't a forum, but hey, if you want to use it as that, use it as that. That's fine. I don't mind. I think I'm in England now. No more stupid 20 mile an hour speed limits. Now, just a little update. I'm up to now, I'm up to 86 miles. And I've got to be honest, I'm just beginning to ache a bit in the nether regions. So, I still think it's pretty good. I've been, by now, on some bikes I've been crippled. So 86 miles in, and my bum's just beginning to get the numb bum syndrome, just slightly. It's not unbearable, you know, we've all been there, haven't we? It's been absolutely unbearable, and you kind of sit still in your seat, and you're moving about like a, well, like a couple of frogs in a bag. But it's not that bad yet. But it's just beginning to get to me. So now, whether the touring seat would still be the same by now. I mean, I've been on this bike, on this run for 2 or 3 hours. I've had a couple of little stops, yeah. But maybe even with that it'd be the same. Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, now then, shall we just have a quick look at the fuel consumption? I'm going to stop for some gas in a minute. Incidentally, I've done 12 miles on reserve. I don't know how far it'll go, I don't know how big the reserve is. But on this tank, since I last filled it up, we'll do the calculation when we get home. I've currently done, I'm just approaching 177 miles. 177 miles since I last filled it up. So I'm going to go in the garage in a minute and fill it up, and then we'll see, we'll do the calculation. Okay, so I've remembered to wrap it up this time on the bike before I get home. I haven't got far to go before I get home. I've done about, I've still got a little way to go, not far, but I've done 125 miles now. And yeah, my bottom's just beginning to ache a little bit now. I'm getting a few aches, and obviously I haven't been riding continuously for all that way. But generally speaking, I'm really happy with the comfort of it. It's been really comfortable. So thank you very much if you've stuck with me this far. It's been great having you along with me on this little ride. Feel free to subscribe, doesn't cost you anything if you want to keep up with what's going on. Give us a comment, give us a like if you wish, that'd be marvellous. I am answering all the comments at the moment because I'm not so big that I can't read them all and reply to them all. So, and thank you for them, and thank you to all those that have sent photographs in and contributed to it. It's brilliant to see. And like I said before, if you want to send your own photographs and your own memories or whatever of your bike, feel free to do so. The email address will be in the description. But we'll call it a day there. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to ride safe. Watch out for the potholes and all the lunatic drivers. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.